אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Give it to the guys. Don't forget יעלה ויבוא. בכור תונת יעלה ויבוא, don't forget. Okay, поехали.
They say when the new month comes, the decrees all change. Why is it that?
This month.
Oh, it's this month?
This month.
Every month.
I don't know about every month.
I think
I could be. What I saw, it's about this month. והחודש אשר נהפך מיגון לשמחה ומאבל ליום טוב. That's the month. חודש אשר נהפך מיגון לשמחה. So, I don't know about other months. This Shabbat is going to be 3 Sefer Torah, right? 3 Kaddish, Bechor. If you're going to read in the first Sefer 7 Olim, 3 Agba, 3 Kaddish, 3 Sefer. It's very holy day. And Rosh Chodesh Shabbat. It's a extra Kedusha, extra Kedusha, extra Kedusha.
3 Kaddish?
It's not very common. It happens maybe once a year when Hanukkah falls on Shabbat. And this year, Purim fell on Shabbat. It's not usual at all.
Значит, Moshe уже здесь.
Yerushalayim is 3 days, right?
Yeah. Purim Mishulash this year, yeah. For Yerushalayim.
So sometimes for...
Not for us, for Yerushalayim.
For us, just
В этом году когда Пурим?
Friday.
Friday.
How do we do it?
Thursday night or Megillah reading.
How do we do with the Purim?
We're going to learn Purim now in Shabbat.
No. The Sudat. Can you do Sudat early?
Yeah, we're going to have to do it earlier. This year we're going to have to do it early. After. Because otherwise not going to have appetite for Shabbat. No. Have to. Okay. Bechor, you with us or no? Okay. What if I have meat? I want to reheat meat. David John, Shalom Aleichem. I want to reheat meat on Shabbat. Can I reheat meat or no? Fully cooked. Yes. Can I reheat if I have some padlivka to it? A little bit sauce to it?
Yes.
No problem.
Sauce to it he has.
Yes.
Why is it allowed, Bechor? What if my machshava is for the sauce also? I like to dip my bread in the
Что
sauce.
там sauce там 5%?
Because it was being cooked already.
But there is cooking after cooking by liquid.
No, you're not changing any
Majority.
anything.
By liquid, there is cooking after cooking or no?
Yes, but it's not liquid. The food is not liquid.
Huh?
Consider the salt.
Bechor? Bechor?
Majority solid.
Majority, that's the answer. Ari gave the right answer, Rabotai. Because we follow the majority. Is there a concept if... Okay, now we're starting a new topic, a new page. Okay. Bechor, you're not allowed to make a new smell to clothes.
Yes.
Perfume, not allowed. You're making something that doesn't have a smell, have smell. This restriction applies also to food or no?
No.
If I right now want to put cinnamon, limon, squeeze it on top of my food,
No problem.
That's not smell, that's taste.
it's gonna have also smell. Allowed or no?
Mutar.
The concept of creating a new smell applies to clothes, but does not apply to foods or to drinks. That's a person is allowed to add different taste to the food or different smell to the food or to drinks, no problem.
What's the reason?
It's going to be eaten right away. This is a long last. Bechor, can I put perfume, cologne, on my body?
Yes.
Why? Why on the clothes? No, on the body, yes.
It doesn't
Body
stay
is
more
body.
than...
Body's body, yeah. Why body is body, Bechor?
Because in the clothes you put it,
It stay long.
you clothes not smell, you put it smell. Is
My skin didn't smell, I put it smell.
But this is come out, it's not inside.
Oh, that's the answer, because it's not long lasting.
Yes.
Not because body is body. Because it's not long lasting. Famided Yone, they become Jonah. Yeah, on the clothes, no, on the skin, no problem. It's as a good smell. Yeah. Can I make a good smell on the body or no? Body, not clothes. Yes. Why, Bechor? Why?
Потому что it doesn't
Yes,
last.
it's not because it's very liquidy. Rubbing applies to jelly thing. Something that is by itself already even. If you open this bottle and you spill it, is it going to become chunk or is it going to be even by itself? It's going to even out by itself, right? Because it's liquidy. The whole problem, Bechor, applies only whenever smearing, only whenever it's a chunk, like cream. But even cream, we said, if you're going to make it absorbed in the skin, that's not a problem. Remember? Spoke about this. Even cream, if you're going to rub it to the point it's going to go inside the skin, no layer stays, no problem.
If it's shiny, does that mean a layer stays?
Yeah, no, it's not a layer. Talking about thick layer. That'll be John. Okay?
Давид, ты готовишь хорошую лекцию на эту неделю. Говорят, Шаббат, Шкалим, туда-сюда. Сейчас Мло Ари тоже сказал, придет.
Да? Три Сефар Торah.
Все, я думаю, что будет серьезно это.
The Shabbat is going to be very, very special.
Set the safar.
Да, здесь уже 5 лет живу.
Duta Kaddish.
Seta Kaddish.
Duta. Shmo Duta Miknet.
No, Seta. If you have 7 olim for the first one, if you have. If 6, no. Only one Kaddish after the 7th olim.
Rabbi Modu.
Depends how many Kaddish, how many people go after Sefar Torah. If the first Sefar Torah 6,
Boys deal with slave.
then the first one does not get Kaddish.
Correct.
The second Sefar is the 7th Oleh, he's going to get the Kaddish. And then another time Kaddish for
For
Shkalim.
Shkalim.
You're going to have Chodesh, then Shkalim. Why this order? Depends how many Olim go after Sefar Torah.
Because the frequency
From Sunday.
the
From Sunday. Machatzit shekel. From Sunday. You can bring already. Zeh shekel. But give it Bechor, give it to places that they teach Torah. Not to Lustri Kaneso. Believe me, I'm telling you this. This is not counted if you give it to Lustri of the Kaneso. Or shiny floors in the wedding halls. You understand what I said? Поддерживать, но не с этими деньгами. Хочешь поддерживать о твоих деньгах. This money has to go to places that they study Torah. That's very important. If you go any places that there is have classes of Torah, give over there. You understand? Bechor, you learn Torah here. You have to not forget to support here. You understand? Bezanam goyam kelinam fama. Make sure that you are not enjoying here and supporting there. You're enjoying here and supporting here also. So you can continue for many years together.
You said 7 olim go without any musafim. Then
Right.
3 kaddish.
Right.
But if the 2 musafim go,
Okay, it depends how they're going to read it. They're going to read new Pesukim or they're going to read the same Pesukim. So then it's 7 olim.
it's more than 7 now.
Nachon?
So it's okay. It's still 3 kaddishim.
3 Kaddishim.
So what do you need for 3 kaddish? Minimum
7 olim that every ole got new Pesukim on the first Sefer Torah.
If one of them musafim they repeated, then the 7th one is not going to say kaddish.
Because it's not 7 olim.
No, they have 7 olim. On top of that, there are two more musafim that for the musafim they repeated.
Okay? So
Yeah, you can do still 3 kaddish.
yeah, because you have 7 olim, you're saying.
7 olim, yeah.
Yeah.
frequent comes first.
Okay, let's go next. Is there bishul achar bishul in a dish that is mostly dry? So with this comes already said. Hagai John, listen to this. Number 2. Is there a concept of if it deteriorates and worsen with a small amount of sauce? Now I have news for you, Bechor. Big news for you. Can you reheat liquid on Shabbat? Liquid.
No.
Soup.
No, neither.
Yes, you can if you have goy.
Good. Yehudi can reheat. Can Yehudi reheat soup on Shabbat?
No.
Yes.
Reheat, yes.
Allowed or no?
Soup?
Reheat,
No.
yes.
Можно, если...
Not allowed.
No.
Если плата
Why you
будет
guys say yes?
на таймер,
Good.
выключенная.
Right.
Поставил суп, поставил там.
Okay, but you're saying it's allowed through a timer. He says allowed through a goy. Beseder. Yehudi. I asked the Yehudi, you're giving me timer, he gives a goy. I said
No.
Yehudi.
No,
Allowed or no?
no.
Allowed or no?
No.
No. Now, Bechor, listen to this.
I have a news for you.
Шинуй.
Подожди, let me talk. I'm waiting for you to calm down so I can start. If you calm down, good. In the laws of cooking after cooking by liquids, there is two approaches, and it's important for you to remember. One is mitztamek vetovlo, one is mitztamek veralo. What does that mean? The more you'll cook it, the better it becomes. That will be the problem to reheat on Shabbat. The more you'll cook, the second side is the more you'll cook it, the worse it becomes. This one, even if it's liquid, no problem to reheat this on Shabbat.
So also what?
Now I have news for you, Bechor. If I want to add water to samavar on Shabbat, I have one samavar in the synagogue. I have 200 people drinking chai on Shabbat. Can I refill the samavar with the water on Shabbat or no? Allowed to refill the samavar on Shabbat? No. Good, good.
Can the boy do it?
If I have a plata
Okay.
and I have my bovo always likes Ovi Josh. If no Ovi Josh, no bovo. He always loves Ovi Josh, Ovi Josh, Ovi Josh, Ovi Josh, hot water all the time. The whole samavar he finishes by himself in the middle of Shabbat. Can he reheat the water that was already cooked before Shabbat?
Yes.
No.
On a plata, not in the samavar.
Yes.
I want to put it on a plata, put a pot, take water that was already cooked before Shabbat once.
No.
It's the same
And on Shabbat, I'm going to refill the pot on the plata that it's on, nitaimer dila, on. I refill it with this water. Allowed or no?
No.
Она же уже один раз кипела.
Like a soup? No.
Rabbi John, but what's the difference? You said soup, you're not allowed to reheat.
Потому что better taste.
Oh,
А вода нету теста.
very good. So Rabbi Yosef says, if you have bovo that always likes more chai, more hot water, tell him, bovo, don't break Shabbat adding water to the samavar. I have a solution for you. Before Shabbat, skipititi vodu, you boil the water, it's already cooked. Put it aside. When you need refill, put that water in a pot on a plata. The plata is gonna make hot. Palakas boiling the water, no problem.
But water, we learned that you are cooking it again. I don't understand.
That's what you're learning right now. That's I told you. Be very careful. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. Big chidush. Now the whole problem of reheating soup on Shabbat is only to soup
Change the taste.
because it becomes better. The taste. It's called mitztamek vetovlo. There is a joke in Russian. Bechor, хотите вчерашний суп?
Большая зубочистка.
Хотите вчерашний суп?
Приходите.
Приходите завтра. Right? There's a famous joke a Russian say, you want yesterday's soup? It was known that yesterday's soup is tasty because when you reheat the soup, it becomes tastier. That's the reality of soup.
That's why it is. Any food.
So
that
that's
you-
why reheating soup, says Shulchan Aruch, will be a problem.
Not always true.
It's
Okay.
always- Any food you
Listen, with him I don't argue about the kitchen because he is a chef.
If you're gonna reheat the soup with the vegetable, it's gonna be latte.
it's gonna be taste better. It's gonna get cooked on better. It's gonna dissolve better and get
Vegetable,
better.
когда ты кушаешь суп, ты чувствуешь vegetable inside the soup. You feeling this vegetable.
Да, разваривается.
А когда ты его reheat делаешь 2 раза, 3 раза.
No, I didn't say 3 razas. We said 2
Oh,
times.
before
Second time.
Shabbat, you did before Shabbat.
1 time.
And when you're reheating that, is coming kasha. Sometimes that soup is also not good, but some of the soups like barley, like other stuff, when you're reheating, it's like also it's getting better.
Okay? So the liquids that
Like,
reheat becomes...
spaghetti soup,
They become better.
Yeah, like what do you call shurpa? When you leaving this on the fire, is getting the meat is getting better. These
Okay.
different things, but vegetable soup, לדוגמה, is. That's why when you coming to the restaurant, you asking soup. If they gonna take the soup reheat for you, you're not feeling the vegetable, the light vegetable.
Right.
So you eating.
So the more you cook it, the worse it becomes. The worse it becomes.
Some of them, yes.
Okay? So says Rav Ovadia, something that will become worse, you have no problem to reheat on Shabbat yourself. You don't need a go, you don't need a timer. By yourself, put on the plata, mutar.
So this
Mutar.
Water.
So it's not true to say soup is not allowed to reheat. It's not true.
In the past I did borscht.
Сулейманов, у меня здесь для тебя готово, идем.
In the past I did borscht. So that borscht was very tasty and looked good.
Не, на повышение тебя послали.
Ведь Маалим Бакоре сделали.
Давай, читай там.
In the past I did the borscht. So this coming
You
with
did
the
borscht.
Borscht, yeah, soup.
No.
Russian, Ukrainian borscht.
No, no.
Okay? So this is coming with the selic, I would call beet.
Beets.
So when it's fresh, you're seeing that it's fresh, it look good. You're eating. But when you're reheating, it's also good.
Is it better?
Конечно, better, yeah.
Some people think it's better, some people think
It's not better, Rabbi. It's not the question is better.
If somebody
It's
right
good
now
this
tells
way,
you-
it is good this way.
Somebody tells you right now, I have two
My
types of
wife-
soup.
my
Listen, I have two types of soup. One was yesterday's borscht. I will reheat for you. Or one is today's borscht. Which one you would
I
prefer?
don't know, let me try both.
Today,
Here, he knows.
No, today.
Of course today, he's gonna say.
No.
Which one? It's same price. Both same price.
Today.
Second time it's
What,
better.
what do you tell the guy?
I'm
Sometimes
gonna
it's
tell
better.
you, give me
Right now,
fresh,
right now.
The fresh? Why?
because it's fresh.
It's not tastier.
Sometimes
not
when you're
tastier.
reheating
The
the
soup.
soup also is getting
Different taste.
Sometimes it's tastier when it's like from yesterday.
Soup, no problem.
That's what he says. Rav Ovadia Yosef says if the more you cook it, the worse it becomes.
can be,
how
it
it
can be
becomes.
Then it's no problem to reheat this on
No, not
Shabbat.
always.
How do you know?
Okay.
Some
Only
soups are-
mitztamek vetov lo. It's not allowed.
I
Any soup
prefer
is
the
like
soup
that.
reheat.
Excuse me, can one person talk? please?
Yes, we can.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
It gets bad, all the soups.
No, now all the soups. Here you have a chef. He testifies that it's not true.
On Master Chef.
Да, Master Chef.
I'm telling you also, I
Seriously?
don't like the fresh, always fresh
Very
soups
good.
either. Some soups are better when they're like reheat like 2
But
times,
there's a
3
point over
times.
here, Rabbi.
Okay.
You know?
So then it's not allowed.
There's a
It
point
dissolves
over
better,
here.
it gets
А
better.
для него нельзя будет, знаешь, для меня можно. Правильно? Да?
No. We go after what the majority of the people say, not after what you think.
А что,
Сам-
если человек болеет, ему можно согреть? Да?
Let's take a vote.
Болеет, ему плохо.
Да, это мы учили.
Можно, да, давай?
Конечно можно, если ребенок
Rabotai, I'll tell you, there is.
Речи.
Shh, Rabotai.
Взрослый человек.
Yaakov John. Sometimes people ask a question. Some people want to know already the answer.
Right.
If you ask a question, there is an answer. If you are asking a complaint, on baled means to say, you have to say yes. The answer is, I don't have an answer. You understand? So the law is, if you have a chas v'shalom sick person in the house, you should not have. We should all be healthy. We are people in the house until 120. I'm saying if a person has,
Конечно будешь говорить. Я извиняюсь.
if a person has a sick person, depends which level sick. Remember, we spoke about 2 levels. One is critical sick. One is sick, but he's not gonna die.
Yes.
Somebody that it is temperature, in which level? Critical. Dry. Turn on the fire, shashlik сделаем. No problem, because critical. But some is not critical. Some болеет человек. Everybody has a fever and they go out of it. It's not a life risk. Понимаете? It depends how serious the болеет человек is. So if it is болеет little bit, you're not allowed to break Shabbat Torah law, or maybe Torah law. Not allowed to. But if it is Rabbanan law, no problem. But critical sick, like you're saying, or maybe critical sick, safek, pikuach nefesh, also you're allowed to do the oraita law. Fahmi did. So to answer your rabbi if it's allowed or not depends how sick, what level the person is sick. Fahmidim? Very
В какой
good.
стадии умирания он находится?
Не умирание, на какой стадии болезненно находится. Да. Very good. Back to us.
What are you understanding from that chidush? That is saying that if you
That anything that it is, the
if
better
you're
it
reheating
becomes.
that getting better.
That's not allowed. But if you're reheating it and it becomes worse, that's not a problem.
But if you're
Because it's
reheating,
mistamek
not better,
ורע
not
לו.
worse. If you're reheating, is not getting not better, not worse.
That's also a problem. It has to get worsened. The more you'll make it, the worse it becomes.
So water
The
Wa-
bottom line.
So
from
it
the
says
soup-
why water? It becomes it's allowed.
is the same.
It's not. It's the same.
Yeah.
So it says you know what becomes better in the water? Since the taste doesn't improve, and the more you cook it, the more it evaporates. So that's the
not
worst.
bad. That's not taste bad.
So that's the worst. It doesn't say mitztamek ורע לו הבטעם. רע לו. The situation I'm doing right now is not improving the situation. It's making the situation worse. It makes it worse. No problem to reheat even liquid.
Anything you reheat too much is gonna evaporate. So that's even
But
something
you're
becoming
correct.
good.
But the more you reheat osovo, for example, chulin, even though the liquid evaporates, but the taste becomes better. People like it. You don't want to have osovo soup like you put it on Friday night on the plate at the same level on Shabbat morning. You want the liquid to evaporate and the juice to become, the stew to become thicker. And that's what makes it so tasty. You understand? So to reheat soup on Shabbat, allowed or not allowed? Depends. Kol hakavod. On what?
If it gets better or worse.
Famidim?
If it gets better,
If it becomes better, no.
So
If it becomes worse, no problem. And what? How do we define better or worse? For people, not for on an individual level. Got it?
Next.
Very good. Number 2.
but bottom line, if you're reheating a couple times the soup, is getting bad.
Right.
This
מתקלקל.
bottom line-
Okay.
Not if
So I gave you the
מאסטר
answer.
שף, сказал уже.
We gave you the answer. If right now you're going to do it for the 4th time,
Is majority for all the soups.
set it. So you right now reheating it on the 4th time already.
Yeah.
So you're not going to make it better. If you're saying like that.
Yeah.
So then you can reheat it on Shabbat yourself. You don't need go. You don't need the timer. Yourself can put on the plata.
Next.
Got it? Very good.
Majority thinks it's bad.
Number 2. Furthermore, it can be said that in a small amount of sauce, it is considered as deteriorates and worsen. מצטמק ורע לו. ורע. בעברית סירה את פלחוי.
Reish Ain.
Right. It evaporates and dries up. In such a case, there is no cooking after cooking, even with liquids. This is Chazon Ovadia. If somebody is going to ask, Abai Shmuel Jog lifted. Chazon Ovadia, volume 4. I'm telling you the page 337. So you should not have any doubts tomorrow. Millions of phone calls tomorrow are going to be after this video. Abai Shmuel Shigufted. When I told you that the hot water on Shabbat, you have them to rely on. It's not 100% good. You have them to rely on. Oh, so much that is hot.
Which hot water?
The heater, the tank, not tankless, tank on Shabbat, yeah. Even in private houses, doesn't have to be in buildings.
You say, yeah.
We said it's technically allowed. Better not to, but it's mikar adin. It's not a problem. Huh? Tank. I said tank. A million times I said tank. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 3. Is it allowed to heat an impanda to the point yet soledet bo? How to touch? If it's known that the fat will melt. Back in the day, they used to have gosh gija bechor. Back in the day, fat was very healthy and very tasty.
Yeah.
Today, it's tasty but not healthy. But back in the day, a lot of omega, yes, omega 3, omega 6, omega 8, all different type of omega, they are in fats of animals. It's healthy to eat. Back in the day. Today, they said that the fat of lamb is healthy to eat. Others are not. That's what the goyim say. So a person, they used to make gosh gija, bread, filling, inside fat.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
זה мясо fat.
Shabbat, you take it out of the fridge or from the table. Back in the day, there was no fridge. You're gonna put it on the plata.
מותר.
Whenever you're gonna eat it, heat it, not eat it, yeah? Warm it up. It's going to melt the fat, and you're going to reheat liquid.
Okay.
No problem. Majority is.
Are you allowed to do this on Shabbat or no? Bechor John?
Yes.
Solid. Is
Sounds disgusting.
mutar.
Что мудак?
Next.
Тошнить хурдак.
Based on the above, Maran permitted heating in panda to a yat soledet bo temperature.
And your belly
Temperature.
becomes like this.
Up. No, you should know. Real fat doesn't make you fat. You know that? Because it's not trans fat.
Just hearing.
It's
it,
saturated fat.
Avocado has a lot of fat, does not make it fat.
נכון?
just
Fat
hearing
doesn't
this-
make you fat. You should know that.
Just hearing this whole.
Fat makes you lose fat. You believe that or no?
I don't.
That's
Yes.
true.
You know why?
That's true.
Because fat satiates you. When you satiate, you don't eat a lot of shtuyot. You got up from the table, you're
not getting
full.
nutrients.
You are.
You're
Big time
getting-
nutrients.
You're getting fat.
Big time nutrients. Read, learn about it before you talk. You'll see. Temperature.
Chatzala, you're supposed to know this.
That's why half the people are like
You work in
diabetes.
Chatzala?
We gotta talk to
They're
the
getting
Chatzala,
high
maybe they
cholesterol
can-
and they all get strokes.
No, no,
at
I
age
said
50.
lamb fat, not other
It's the
ones.
same thing.
Even though the fat will melt before it warms to yat soledet bo, and then it will cook, and this is considered cooking after cooking with liquids. But certainly because we follow the majority, which is dry, it is allowed. And furthermore, it can be said that since his main intention is on the dry part, it's allowed.
Next.
Parasha.
No, no parasha. Don't bother me. Number 4. Bechor talked too much today. When Bechor talks too much, there is a penalty.
He's building a bit Hamikdash.
Alok.
Do we say that unintended action is permitted due to the disagreement among the poskim? Now, Rabotai, listen, this is also an important concept, the following concept I'm going to tell you. We have a rule, Bechor. Listen carefully to the rule. Safek pasik reshe. If you remember, we spoke about this rule a few times. Today, a guy called me, Bechor. Right now. Today, 2 hours ago. Rabbi, I'm in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, I don't remember where it is. Gorilla Hat. Hi, what do you want? He says, soon Shabbat is coming. They are a few hours, 10 hours away. I don't know how many hours.
He's there now.
Yeah. He said, I need to ask you, I'm in a hotel over there, and the hotel, as soon as you open the door
Light open.
to the staircase, the light turns on.
That's okay. Mutar.
I asked him, is it as soon as it open, or there's a little delay? Say, no, there is a little delay actually. I asked him, what is the lights? Are they yellow or are they LED?
It's
To
better.
tell the truth, this is an upgraded hotel in this area, so I'm assuming it's LED.
Do you need the light or you don't need the light?
That was the third question.
LED is good,
Do
right?
you need the light, or you can manage on the staircase without this light? Is it pitch dark, or there's some other lights around? She said, no, I can manage without that light. Would I be allowed to open the door?
Yes.
Knowing that for sure the light is going to go on.
Tarim
Mutar.
lachem. Tarim lachem.
Next.
So I told him, for 3 reasons, you're allowed to.
Rabbanan and Pasikration and
In Russian, Bechor, Pasik Reshe.
Ramadan.
And?
Вы двери открыли, там пули залетели, убили, там вы не виноваты.
Well, you don't need all 3. One is enough, right?
Right.
Serious?
Also, I told him, there is a concept of Pasik Reshe in grammar. You will, in the opening the door, the light turns on right away, there is a delay. So there is a delay.
How long does it have to be considered delayed?
1 second. Yeah. There's a delay. Rabbi, but the light turns on. So which light level is this? LED, you told me. So what if I don't know if it's LED or yellow? I don't know. I'm not an electrician. Can I be also lenient or no?
Yes.
I said yes. Why? So maybe Doraita. He called other rabbi before he called me. The other rabbi said Asu, Asu, Asu.
Oh.
I told him no. Tell him this and this page. Mutar, no problem. Maybe it's Doraita. Davey, maybe it's Doraita.
Okay.
The light. I said, it's still allowed. Why? Because you have the other leniency. Pasik Reshe in grammar, because you're telling me there's a delay over there.
So that's only 2.
Pasik Reshe and delay, it's allowed even on the Oraita level. Spoke about that.
Oh, okay.
And even if it's nichale, and here it tells me I don't need that light, so it's not even nichale. So that's another reason to believe. Dela nichale, right? So you see, Bechor, how many concepts you learn over here, your Paro and Moshe stories will million years from now not going to teach you these concepts. You understand or no? That's a parasha nashine negoy. Kai ki parasha mesho. Leki agar nashava.
Zohar.
Zohar negoy. Now, Rabotai, listen to this now. Now, a new concept, Bechor. We learned it, but I'm repeating it for you. What happens whenever I'm doing something, I'm not sure if that something going to cause something else to happen. If I'm doing something that for sure will make the second thing happen, not allowed to. Like in the morning, Hagai asks Rabbi, I have a medium rare meat, and I want to warm it up. On Shabbat, put it on the platter. I don't want it to cook it. I want to warm it up. It's medium rare. Pay attention to what level it is.
Medium.
Can I put it on the platter if my kavanah is to warm it, not to make it well done?
Yes, можно.
Not allowed to. Why? Because pasikresha, for sure, it's going to become a little bit more cooked. 1% more cooked it's going to become. Tamam, you mechalek Shabbat. But my kavanah is not to do that, Rabbi. My kavanah is just to warm it up.
If it's all cooked 100%,
Medium rare.
Balakas.
Medium rare, Guftin. Medium rare, 50%, 70% cooked. Allowed or no? Huh?
No.
Not allowed. Now, Bechor, question. What if I'm going to do one thing? Maybe second thing is going to happen. Maybe. Can I take the risk or no?
Is it the right time?
The Oraita.
If you do right or no.
Example. You right now, Baruch Hashem, soon the weather becomes better and better. You're going to sit outside with your family and there is lacking chairs, missing chairs. You're telling your somebody, bring a chair from my house. And this guy, instead of picking up the chair, dragging the chair. And outside you have a asphalt neto, it's a zimля, ground. As he's dragging the chair, the lines are going to happen.
You don't need it.
Asu!
If do you need the
If it's
result?
for sure going to make lines, mutar or asu? For sure going to make lines.
Но это нельзя, если for sure.
Asu, not allowed to. Asu by Torah de Rabbanan. By Torah. It's not a joke, like you're smoking a cigarette on Shabbat. Not a difference. Machikadam Rabbi, I just dragged the chair on Shabbat. You made lines. Making lines on the ground is the Oraita. It's called Choresh, plowing the ground. What if a guy tells you, Rabbi, I'm not an how do you call these guys that deal with the ground? Farmers. I'm not a farmer. I don't know is this ground going to become, maybe it's a hard ground. Hard ground doesn't make lines. Maybe it'll happen, maybe not. Can I take the risk?
Also, I don't need the result. You don't need the result. You don't care about the result.
Let's say you care. Let's say, put that part aside. Let's say you care. Can I take the risk, Bechor?
No.
Halacha says allowed. Everything you say, Halacha is always opposite, remember. That's always the rule.
Если вы знаете, что
I asked you 10 questions today, 9 of them you answer opposite. Huh?
Если это рискованно, вы говорите,
That's how important is Bechor to learn Halacha. I'm purposely emphasizing for you so many times, so you should drill to your head. Учиться Halachot Shabbat. Самый главный topic это Bechor. You understand or no? What if I have a doubt? Может быть станет, может быть нет. Can I take the risk or no?
Можно.
Says Halacha is allowed. Why? If I have a pig, meat, I don't know if this kasher or not kasher. Can I take the risk and eat?
No.
Now, which one is bigger avera? Break Shabbat or eat pig? Which big avera?
break pig.
Break Shabbat. If this meat, I don't know, it's pig or kosher. You see, that's not kosher, asu. Nachon? Why Shabbat you take the risk? It's a much bigger avera than this. Much bigger avera.
That's low task. This is correct.
Yeah. Much bigger avera.
Which
So why
avera?
on Shabbat you say you
Shabbat
can take
is
the
correct.
risk? If the meat Shalom John, it's kasher or not kasher,
Low task,
don't take the risk. Doesn't make sense, no? The equation doesn't fit. This is a bigger avera Shabbat, you say take the risk, and this one, non-kosher food, it's lower avera, you say don't take the risk. What happens over here? So says Moshe Levi, pay attention to this before. When you have a doubt about the meat, kasher, not kasher, are you, when you eat the meat, you intend to eat the meat or no?
Yes.
Of course. What are you intending for? You're putting the meat in your mouth. Your kavanah is to eat the meat. That's your kavanah. What happens whenever you are dragging the chair? Is your kavanah to make the lines on the ground?
No.
Is the risk it's in your kavanah level or is in the secondary level?
Secondary level.
My intention, kavanah, is to drag a chair. Could be, not inevitable, could be the lines are going to happen. Right? Whenever the doubt is in the secondary thing, not in the primary thing, even safek de oraita, we go lenient. You hear this leniency or no? It's an important leniency. In this concept in halacha called safek pasik reshe. Может быть станет, может быть не станет. And если даже станет, it was not my kavanah. It's safek on pasik reshe. What is that called? Davar she'eno mitkaven. Something I don't intend for. You guys say, Rabbi, but whenever I drag the chair and it's for sure going to make lines, I also don't intend for. Is it for sure going to happen? Yeah. Pasik reshe nilza. Whenever you have a doubt, maybe it's going to happen or not, that's called safek pasik reshe. Safek pasik reshe. Allah, 100% from Torah and the Rabbanan, 100% allowed.
It's Torah, is Rabbanan.
Цените, когда, Яков? Когда у вас есть? Сомнение. Что, межу или не межу? Сомнение. Бехор, you got it or no?
Да.
Good.
Ставь мозги на сомнение, и будет все правильно.
Now listen to this, Bechor.
Это кто сказал?
Astaf. You don't need interpretation on these words. Listen to this. Shh. Listen to this. You have rice. You have padlivka. Good? Let's say I don't like the padlivka to become hot. As long as it's not cold, I'm okay. Good? I have rice, meat, and I have some sauce, padlivka. Right? When I put this on the plata, what is my primary kavanah, main kavanah? The meat, the rice, or the sauce to become hot? What's my primary kavanah? If I don't care about the sauce so much.
Rice.
Rice, the meat, right? This I want hot.
The solid part.
Says Ravadia, if so, let me ask you a question, Bechor. What if the sauce will become hot? It's not going to become hot? After 3 hours? For sure it's going to become hot. It's not a doubt. What happens if something for sure will happen, but there is a doubt if it's allowed or not allowed? It's not a doubt of maybe happening or not happening. When you drag the chair, the doubt is, it's going to make lines or not going to make lines? I don't know. Doubt. Can I take the risk, Rabbi? What did you say, Rabbi? Allowed or no? Take the risk, allowed or no? Maybe will happen the lines, maybe not. My kavanah is not to make the lines.
Yes.
Allowed to take the risk or no?
Yes.
Allowed, no problem. Why? Safek, pasik reshe.
You said today is not kavanah with the food.
Now, whenever I put the rice, meat, and sauce, cooked, everything fully cooked, I put it, shalom, on the plata, and I want to reheat it, palakas. 3 hours. It's going to be on the plata. It's going to become extremely hot or no? The liquid is going to become scalding hot after 3 hours on the plata? 100%. You come to the guy and say, Hello, Vasya, you're making the sauce. You're making it reheat. It's a liquid. Cooking after cooking by liquid. The guy says, Rabbi, my main kavanah is the meat and the rice. You're in the dish. Your main kavanah was to move the chair. If the line's going to happen, you're not allowed to. You left it for 3 hours. Is the sauce for sure going to reheat or no? 3 hours on the plata. Of course it's going to reheat. Comes the guy and says, listen, Rabbi, you didn't learn. There's a machloket. If there is cooking after cooking by liquids, according to the Rambam, there is no problem of cooking after cooking by liquids. So, therefore, when my kavanah is for the rice and for the meat, and maybe I'm violating the laws of the sauce because cooking after cooking may be applicable. So now it's like maybe the line's going to happen.
Why maybe? The Shulchan Aruch says no, not allowed.
Shulchan Aruch said no when, Meir? When I took soup. I take a soup and I put it on the platter for a long time. For sure it's going to reheat. But here I'm not putting the sauce by itself. I'm putting it with the dry. And my main kavanah is the rice and meat, the dry things.
They're gonna enjoy it.
Can I also say safek pasik reshe? Because it's not for sure I'm going to violate the laws. According to the Rambam, I'm not violating the laws. If I were reheat at the soup, at the sauce, reheat the sauce, did I violate the rules according to the Rambam? No. So, Rabbi, but Maran said there is re-cooking after cooking. That's whenever you're intending to cook the sauce. Only, I hear your main intention is for the rice and meat. Inevitable, the sauce is going to get reheated. So it's pasik reshe level. And that pasik reshe is debatable if it happens. So let's count it as safek pasik reshe. And therefore allow it, even if it's for sure going to reheat. Says Ravadia, no.
No.
Why not? Beautiful equation that you would just compare, no?
Yeah.
Says Ravadia, not comparable. Bechor, when you move the chair may be going to make lines or not? Where is the maybe? In reality or halachically? Where is the doubt?
Reality.
Oh.
Reality.
When this sauce going to be placed on the platter for 3 hours with the meat and rice, is there a doubt if it's going to get hot?
No doubt.
No doubt. On reality, it's for sure going to get hot. Where is the doubt? If halacha is like the Rambam, or that allows it, or halacha is like the Rosh and the Rashi that restricting it. So the doubt is not on reality. The doubt is on halachically. Can we say safek pasik reshe when the doubt is on the halachic authorities' doubt? Says Ravadia Yosef, no. The whole concept of safek pasik reshe, it's only when the safek, the doubt, is on the reality.
Which is on the food.
On the food is not a doubt on the reality. Reality, the sauce is going to become hot 3 hours to one plato pasta. You got that? You're going to have to review this concept. It's a very important concept. It repeats itself 3 million times in halakha. The doubt is on the machloket poskim, or the doubt is because of machloket of the metziut, of what's going to happen, the reality. If it's on the reality, safek pasik reshe allowed. If it's because of machloket in the poskim, safek pasik reshe not allowed. Yes.
Me? How I learned it is the name of the food. If it's a salad, it's allowed to recook. Like if there's gravy.
You are correct.
What
So that's the reason we allow it. Rabbi Yosef said, don't bring this concept of safek pasik reshe to the equation and allow it because of this also. This take out. Why we allow it? If I have rice, I have meat, I have a little padlivka sauce.
Together.
Can I reheat it? Everything together. Can I reheat it? Yes. Why are you allowed to reheat it? Because we follow the majority. Not because your intention is for the main dry things, and therefore I'm reheating this and the sauce is by the way. And therefore it's pasik reshe because my main kavanah is the dry and this is secondary. It's like my main kavanah drag the chair and the secondary is the lines on the ground. Right? It says not comparable. Because over here the doubt is on the reality. And the sauce, it's not the reality doubt. It's for sure going to get hot. The doubt if you're considering it as a violation of cooking this on Shabbat or no. The doubt is in the machloket aposkim. It's not a doubt in reality. You understand?
So now we can't have the food.
Hold on, he was in lane. Hold on.
Apply a concept where the sauce becomes bad when you reheat it.
That's another concept to allow it. If the sauce, the more you will cook it, the worse it becomes. It's like the liquid you spoke about. That if you want to reheat straight liquid, not even with solids, just straight liquid, like water that was boiled before Shabbat, you're allowed to reheat this water, boil them on Shabbat. Not in the samavar, because when you're going to pour in the samavar is going to turn on. But on a platter, for example, that is always on, you'll be allowed to put a pot and refill the water. Boiled water. Somebody asked, Rabbi John, if so, why whenever the food gets dried out, we cannot take boiled water and put it inside the osvo? Sure, we solved the problem. Osvo, there is no cooking after cooking. It's on the plate, I'm not even removing it. And the water I'm adding to the osvo. What? Perfect solution. What's the problem? Says Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, whenever you're going to put that water in the osvo, the mixture, what is the water became right now? Part of the osvo. And the osvo has the status, the more you cook it, the better it becomes.
Конечно.
When you put the water directly on the plata by itself without osvo, the more you cook it, the worse it becomes because it evaporates and the taste doesn't improve. And whenever you're putting it in the osvo, it becomes part of the osvo. Part of the osvo. So it becomes better when you cook it more and more. Look, Rabotai, how thin and how detailed a person has to be in the laws of Shabbat. That's why I told you, Bechor. Remember the doctor with the white suit?
Yes.
Huh? Sitting in the office thinking he's the doctor? Never went to medical school? Huh? Yaakov, you would go to such a doctor? Huh? He has a nice suit, Habibi. Beautiful doctor, PhD.
I would say nice.
Professor, I said professional hairdresser, PhD.
One sec. So now, two questions. Question number one. So now you can have the food with a little juice inside? Sauce or juice, whatever, so they can add?
You're allowed to. Why?
You just
Because
said
no. We do not allow it because the concept safek pasikreshe. But we will allow it because the
Because of
other
another
concept
reason.
that we follow the majority. What do you
of
have
the food.
majority food?
So-
Rice is dry, meatballs is dry, fish, whatever you have over there, all those things are dry. A little bit sauce over there is not a problem.
Question number two, milk. So to heat up milk, we can use the same concept of the water because milk is already cooked, it's pasteurized. So I want to just warm up the milk and enjoy with my coffee, whatever.
Is it? I don't know.
And the more I heat it, it evaporates. So
Nachon,
same thing,
but
there's
no,
like
no,
water.
evaporates, everything evaporates. They know, so I also think
Water. So water. You said water, you could do it.
No, water. You're
Milk
taking
is
it to milk.
So what's the milk? Does it differ?
I don't
Same
think the
thing.
more you're going to cook milk,
Yeah,
the
it
worse
goes
it
in-
becomes.
it
Forget
becomes
about
less.
the evaporation. Evaporation, listen. When do we put the evaporation into the picture? Whenever you say the taste doesn't become better.
Milk doesn't become better.
It does. You get that liquid on top, the thick jurchot it's called. I don't even call it in English.
Капучино, ты молоко делаешь, пенка.
Каймок.
Oh, you don't want that.
Каймок, пенка.
Oh, you don't want that.
Penka, yeah.
Penka.
It's tasty.
Tasty,
That
конечно,
penka is
но
tasty.
вкусно,
Oh, you
как
don't want that.
правильно
You don't want that. You just want the whole milk, just hot milk.
Все равно.
Doesn't matter what you want. It becomes tastier or no?
Да, да, да.
His becomes tastier. So it is mitztamek vetov lo. Mitztamek vetov lo. You're not allowed to read on Shabbat. You
But
understood?
when you put it in the cup, again it gets mixed up anyways. It comes on top when you heat it up, and it gets mixed again. When you
Doesn't
put
matter. It doesn't become worse. Water has no improvement of taste. My action putting water on the plata just will make the situation worse because taste doesn't become better and volume of the water reduces. So I don't get benefit from that action.
So the milk
However,
becomes
by the
better.
milk, you are getting benefit from it. It becomes tastier, even though it also evaporates. It's like the osvo. The osvo on Friday night, it's very liquidy. It's like soup, right?
Почему ты гречку?
People don't want to eat the osvo this way. Why are they living on the plata all night? Because they want the water to evaporate. Oh, you, Rabbi, you told us if it evaporates, it becomes worse. No. Over here, the evaporation makes it better because the taste is improving of the osvo. Understand?
But milk is the same. There's no additive. How could it become
Meal
better?
becomes better. Reality. Take, cook it and you'll see. The more you'll cook it, the better,
It's the
better it
same
becomes.
taste.
Не. Холодно вкусно
I
молоко
just
или
told him
горячее?
speak
Don't
Russian,
argue,
speak
don't
Russian
argue.
again.
I was at a friend's house at Shabbat.
Oh,
He was doing
sorry.
no shul on a crock pot, but he had
I
no
cannot
tin
hear you.
foil.
Say again.
He had no tin foil. Is that allowed?
Say again, I didn't hear.
I was at a friend's house over Shabbat.
You went to a friend's house of Shabbat, okay? On
He had
Shabbat.
no shul in a crock pot, but it had no tin foil.
Right?
So is that allowed or not allowed?
Yeah, that's not a problem. Problem will be if he has no thin foil on the crock pot, problem will be to open it and mix the food because crock pot, by halacha, it counts like open fire. Don't ask us bechor. According to our halacha, yeah? Вот, проснулся. Crock pot bechor. Slow cooker. Go explain to him what it is. Slow cooker гуфтан фами соде. Crock pot гуфтан соде. Чебочку нам.
Or on pass.
Потом туда ставить ош-салом. Для
Or
ош-салома.
on pass.
Look, Bechor, you take it out, and there's a metal around. Помните, что я говорю? Двойной там пад. You put it, the block. We have it downstairs.
The machine you put to
Oh,
cook for
chocolate
18
делаешь.
hours. 18 hours you come back to
Сделай
work.
здесь. Crock pot. Это поймет меня?
To his question, is it individual?
Hold on, before, we didn't finish Davy. Crock pot, Bechor, soon they're going to show you what it is. When you're opening, you're not allowed to mix it. Даже если fully cooked, 100% cooked. Why? Because it's considered to be like open fire. And on an open fire, you have no permission to mix the food. Даже on fully cooked, Bechor, Shabbat morning, Tadegi face just now.
But you could take some to eat.
Right, you have to remove it and then mix it.
But you could take some to eat
And put it back.
as is on.
Yeah, open close allowed. Because opening and closing it, even on open fire you're allowed to, as long as it's fully cooked.
Меня на
Mixing,
газе услуга.
it's either cooking it or looks like cooking it. Magis it's called. Mixing kemevashel.
You could take some to eat as it's on the fire. You open it, you take some.
Yeah, but don't mix it whenever you take it. Take it as you take it. Don't purposely mix
I
it.
want that tadigi.
Of course you want the tadigi, so you have to be careful not to mix it purposely, intentionally. By the way, but the best would be remove it and take it from there. In order to bypass the problem, put a thin foil, and then you can put inside the osvo without problem. You can open it, mix it, take out, do whatever you want on the crock pot from the inside. This way you separated it from it's like open fire that I put thin foil, like a platter. But if you didn't put that thin foil, many people don't know that. And they're opening it and mixing it, it's asur, you mechalel Shabbat. If you put the thin foil, it's like you have an open fire that are covered with tin foil. Yeah, but it has to be protruding from the outside. It should be showing that it's covered fire. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen.